Hi, I'm Donna, I'm 38 years old, and I recently got out of a difficult marriage. Honestly, leaving my husband felt like finally being free. Let me tell you about Michael, my ex-husband. We met on a blind date that a friend set up. Michael was good-looking and charming. At first, he seemed like the perfect guy. We liked a lot of the same things and always had fun talking. For the first 7 months, we casually dated and took turns planning fun dates. After a year, we moved in together. That's when I learned that Michael didn't have a stable income. I gave him advice on how to improve his career, but he rarely took it seriously. Still, he earned enough for himself, and I didn't mind helping with money. 3 years later, we got married. A year after that, we bought a house. The mortgage was under my name because I had a better credit score. Looking back, I'm glad it worked out that way. But 4 years into the marriage, things changed. Michael became more demanding and stopped helping around the house. He said he was too busy with work. I tried to handle everything, but it was exhausting. Whenever I brought it up, he would promise to help but never followed through. I kept trying out of love. Eventually, I had no energy left for fun or relaxation. Then came the biggest shock. I found out Michael was cheating on me. One day, he left his phone unlocked while he was in the shower. I was just going to plug it in when I saw a message pop up. It was from a woman named Isabella. She asked when he'd leave his pathetic wife to meet her at a motel. I felt like my whole world shattered. I couldn't believe he was cheating. I left the message open so he'd know I saw it. When he came out of the shower and checked his phone, he knew. I confronted him. I know about the affair, I said. I don't think we should talk about it, he replied. Who is she? You saw her name. How long has this been going on? A year. Why? I guess I just missed the thrill. She's more fun, on my level. So, I'm not? Well, you've become dull. You're always tired. Our sex life is boring. That's because I work full-time and do all the housework while you don't help at all. That's your job as my wife. I told you to stay home, but you wouldn't. His words made it clear, he didn't respect me or our marriage. Then he said the most hurtful thing of all. I'm the man of the house. I can do what I want. That includes cheating. He didn't even try to fix things. He said he'd stay married but keep seeing Isabella. Then he left to meet her. I was crushed. I called my best friend Judy. She came over right away, brought ice cream, and comforted me. I told her everything. Michael's cheating on me. I saw a message. Did he deny it? No, he didn't even apologize. He blamed me and left to be with her. Judy stayed the night with me. She let me cry, then offered her support. You can stay with me while you figure things out, she said. I was so grateful. The next morning, Judy helped me pack my things. While settling in at her place, I looked up Isabella. I still had access to Michael's social media. I never checked before because I trusted him. Turns out Isabella was his co-worker, 8 years younger than me and 11 years younger than him, and he had muted her notifications, which is why I didn't notice sooner. That sealed the deal. I knew I needed a divorce. Judy helped me plan the next steps. First, I moved all my money from our joint account to my personal one, money I had earned and saved. Michael couldn't touch it. A few days passed, and I didn't hear a word from him. That hurt, too. He didn't even bother to check on me. Eventually, I went back to get more of my stuff. He was lounging on the couch like nothing happened. Where have you been? He asked. You haven't called once. Don't act like you care now, I snapped. Then he got serious. Why did you take money from our joint account? Because I earned it. Why should I let you spend what I worked for? Put it back in 3 hours, or everything will change. I ignored him, packed my things, and left. Back at Judy's, I told her what happened. She was furious and insisted we talk to a lawyer. Luckily, she knew one. The lawyer asked about the house, and I explained how everything was in my name. The house and mortgage were only in my name because I had a good job that paid well. That gave me a big advantage when it came time to deal with the legal side of the divorce. With Judy's support and help from a lawyer, I felt more confident moving forward. Since I earned a lot more than Michael, it made sense that I was the one paying for the house and everything in it. That's why we bought it under my name. It seemed fair at the time. When I met with my lawyer, he told me the house would stay mine legally. That was a big relief. He also said that if Michael's sister, Karen, moved in without my okay, I could legally evict her. But the very next morning, Michael called to say Karen had already moved in, just because I hadn't returned the money I took from our joint account. I kept the call short, which made him angrier, and he hung up on me. Following my lawyer's advice, I started recording all calls with Michael, in case I needed proof for court later. My plan was clear: send Karen an eviction notice. If she left, great; if not, I'd take her to court. Knowing Karen, I figured it wouldn't be easy. She'd always been jealous and difficult. She tried to ruin our wedding, copied everything I did, and even stole from me when she visited: clothes, shoes, skincare products. Michael always made excuses for her, saying she deserved some luxury because she lived simply. I didn't agree and eventually banned her from the house. Michael didn't like it, but he couldn't argue. Legally, the house was mine. After everything she'd done, I had enough. I told Michael how serious it was, but Karen still tried to mess with me. One day, she called just to brag. "Guess where I am?" she said smugly. "I heard you moved in," I said calmly. "Yep, and this big, beautiful house is all mine now, not yours. I actually still own the house. You've got 4 days to leave. I've already sent an eviction notice," I told her. She laughed at me and said, "Michael said I can stay, and that's all that matters. It's not his house, Karen, it's mine, legally." She got mean then. "I can see why my brother cheated on you." I hung up without another word. If she didn't leave in 4 days, I was ready to go to court. Sure enough, she told Michael, and he called me in a rage, asking how I could do that to her. I ignored him. In the next few days, 2 things happened. I served Michael the divorce papers, he chose to fight it, and Karen still hadn't moved out. So I took her to court. Since she wasn't on the lease or title, she was legally a squatter. When she got the court summons, she was shocked to learn the house was fully mine. She confronted me, saying I tricked her. "I warned you," I said. "I gave you days to leave." Karen didn't listen and had to deal with the consequences. My lawyer showed the judge the eviction notice and phone recordings. Since squatting is a serious offense in my state, Karen was fined $650 and charged with a misdemeanor. Seeing her face when she lost in court was oddly satisfying after everything she'd put me through. Later, both Michael and Karen showed up at Judy's place, upset. "How could you do this to my sister?" Michael asked. "She's made my life miserable for years." I finally stood up for myself, I told him. Michael claimed he let her move in because she had nowhere else to go. "Oh really? Would you have done this if we were still together?" I asked. He didn't have an answer. "Spare me, I'll see you in court," I said. Karen jumped in, yelling about how the house couldn't be mine. "I've been paying the mortgage and fixing everything for 4 years, I said. "Your brother's name isn't on a single document, he'll get nothing." Karen just wouldn't let it go. She accused me of setting Michael up. Set him up? He sat back while I did all the work. Now that's not my problem anymore. And with that, I slammed the door in their faces. In the weeks that followed, Michael realized he wouldn't win the house, so he started trying to take everything else, even silly things like spoons. I wasn't worried. I had receipts for everything I bought. While he was busy being petty, I reported him to his job's HR department for inappropriate messages he sent Judy. He was fired within 2 weeks. Isabella, the woman he had the affair with, kept her job. I later learned she told HR that Michael pressured her into the relationship by threatening her job. Not surprisingly, their relationship ended. Eventually, the divorce was finalized, and I was free. To celebrate, Judy and I threw a little party. It felt like I had finally won. Last I heard, Michael and Karen were living in a small apartment. They couldn't find steady work and had to rely on their parents, who weren't happy about any of it. In fact, their parents even apologized to me for how their kids behaved. Now that it's all over, I feel stronger than ever. This whole experience taught me to stand up for myself and never forget my worth. I'm ready for whatever comes next. Cheers, to freedom and a fresh start.